Hello and welcome to our show. Today's guest is Judith Joy, who is an author who is going to talk to us about her new book. And first of all, we would like to invite you to tell us a bit about yourself. Joy or Judith?
Hi.
Judith Joy.
You've got a
That's
first
okay.
name,
Everybody
last
calls
name
me
thing.
Joy.
Yeah. Well, you are a Joy, but yeah, that's beside
That's
the
true.
point.
She is a joy.
So, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself and where you're from, and then also talk to us about how you came to write this book?
Yeah.
Okay. I am from north of Chicago, and I was actually born in the same town that I live in now.
Oh, cool.
Moved away, came back,
Which is?
and Highland Park.
Oh, Highland Park. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird because I grew up in Highland and then I moved away and came back to Highland.
Oh, wow.
It must be a Highland kind of thing.
Yeah, must be. So anyway, I ignored writing for a really long time. And I'm like, I don't want to write. I don't want to write. I don't want to write. And then I went to college and I was in advertising and marketing. And then I got out and worked for an ad agency and went, oh, never mind. And I went back to my high school and I was helping coach gymnastics.
Oh, cool.
And he said, well, I can't pay you unless you have a teaching certificate. So I was like, okay. So I went and got a teaching certificate and ended up with a master's in teaching. And then my job ended up being teaching writing. And then I had children, and then I started working for a company, and then I was doing writing for the newsletter. And then I was teaching writing at my kids' school for an after school club. So it just sort of snuck up on me. I didn't really have a choice.
The universe had plans.
Yeah. I mean, I had a choice to do it or not do it, but I finally just clued in and said, all right, I'm doing it. And so writing's always been a big part. And part of that is journaling. And when I first started journaling, I had spent, hours going, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong. And it just didn't make any sense to me because all I was doing was increasing what was wrong. So I started looking at, well, what went right in my life? And why did that go easily? Why was it easy to get into college? Why was it easy to get into grad school? What was I doing that made that thing easy? And then I had rehabbed a house, and I said, all right, theoretically, this should have been a horrible experience for me because I, not real big on the details. I'm a big picture person. And I looked and I'm like, wow, I know what it is. And then from that, I developed this program that's only 4 steps long. And it's really easy to create your dreams. So then I started writing about what it is that I dream of having. And in this case, I was dreaming of having another husband. And so I would write about all, he would be involved with this and he would do that. And then I would bring it in and talk to him as if he was already here. And, he was just a letter away. And I wrote this journal of letters to my future husband. And from that, I created my future husband, who's now my current husband. And at some point, I had put away the writing. And, just like in a cleaning frenzy, shoved the journal in my nightstand. And then about 14 months later, I met him. And I looked in the nightstand and went, ooh, I've got a journal. Then I looked and I'm like, whoa. And I'm like, well, this came true, and this came true, and this came true, and this came true. And I was like, whoa, maybe some people would benefit from this. And so my intention was to write a book about love when I got done writing my last book. And this turned out to be about love in a different way. It's not just the theoretical love that you spread out there. You know? So the book is actually the set of principles that you go through to create anything. You know, it's like willingness, acceptance, non-judgment. And it's just, I write at a very simple level so that it's easy to understand and that I can take a complicated idea and make it simple.
I love that.
Yeah. And so really, because and we're going to talk about the name of your book here in just a bit, but it's really more about the process. And
yes.
And as I was telling you before, what I think is kind of intriguing, the name of your book is more of a metaphor than a description about what the book is about.
True.
Yeah. So I
because
love that.
if you can love whatever, dear future lover could be your job.
Mm-hmm.
It could be your house. It could be your car. It doesn't have to be a physical person.
So it's all about concentrating on that positive, what your vision of the future is. And
well, there's two parts to the concentrating on the positive.
Mm-hmm.
First off, it's not concentrating as much as focusing. There's a little bit slight difference.
Yes, there is.
Mm-hmm.
But if you focus on it, then you're following sort of like the breadcrumbs that the universe is setting out for you. Like when you were talking about music before we were recording, that you had this song and then it just irritated you after a while. Well, then you know that it's not matching with you. So then it's time to change. So you pick a different song. It's the same way when you do things. But there's two parts. One is the thought or the mental image that you have. And the other, which most people forget about, is the feeling that you have usually about that thought. And if you get both your thoughts and your feelings moving in the same direction, then you've got it going on for you. However, if they're in opposite directions, it's the feeling that wins. So if you're telling yourself, I'm going to be 6 feet tall, I'm going to be 6 feet tall, and on the inside you're going, but I feel so little and I don't want to do anything. And your inside feeling is what's actually going to manifest. Now, you can't stretch yourself 6 feet tall.
Right.
But you can stand up taller. You can project taller. You can dress in solid color. That'll make you look taller. There's a lot of different tricks to it. But you're not going to feel like doing any of it if you're hiding from yourself.
Right.
So what, like what a lot of people say, your thoughts can be your own sabotage of what you want to do.
What's more that your feelings are your sabotage.
Right.
And your thoughts are limiting you. Just like when you're 2 years old and your mom says, hold my hand, you have to hold my hand across the street. Well, that's an appropriate rule for when you're 2 years old. When you're 40 years old, you don't need to hold your mom's hand across the street. You might need to hold it so she can cross the street, but you don't need it.
I don't know. I still wish my mom was with me when I cross the street sometimes.
Yeah, me too.
Especially when people are trying to hit me. I wish my mom would come out, yell at them. Boy, this is an intriguing methodology you're describing here, because it really is about reinforcing what you want for, is that path for the future. What you think the future, what you want of the future, and then reinforcing it with positive feelings and thought and realigning them. Am I getting that?
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, Kelly's audio went. Oh, there you go.
There was a honking horn in the background, and so I muted myself. But I love the fact that you write it down, because that reinforces it, I think, in your mind and helps you put everything together that it is that you want and helps you in that journey?
Well, you don't need to write it down, but it certainly helps. I can do an entire visual and grab the feeling that I'm looking for and grab the feeling over here and grab the feeling over here and grab the feeling over here, put it all together, and then spin it out into the world. And that can be a reality.
Right.
However, when you do something with repetition, emotion, or motion, then you've got more oomph into it. You've got more focus.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
So repetition would be like the letters that I did, multiple letters. The emotion is I made sure that I was feeling really good before I wrote those letters. Because if I was feeling, blah, blah, then that would have come through in the writing.
Right.
And you're not going to get what you want if you're a low vibration. Because you're going to get low vibration, you match the feeling. So if you raise your vibration to the point where you're just booming with love and it's just so peaceful and, this is great, then that's like the energy is working for you and it becomes so easy and things just walk up to your front door and knock. No, my daughter's taking this to the extreme. She's looking for, she wrote her journal, Dear Future Lover, and she's looking for a husband. And she goes, I'm not leaving my house. He's coming up to the door.
Boy, that kind of reminds me of someone.
She's going to end up marrying somebody that works for Amazon that delivers packages, right?
Yes. But she is such an incredible manifester that she's going to be able to do it.
Yeah, she would.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a boy, and right before we began the interview, I began thinking of Kelly's journal would be named, and I could have been living in Ireland.
Oh.
Yeah, I
give him a hard time all the time because I was ready to sell my house and move to Ireland when I met him.
See, dear, you just need to realign your thought process and your feelings.
No, it's just has to take you to Ireland.
Well, or I'll rename the book, I Should Have Moved to Ireland.
Yeah,
shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Precious.
Yeah, exactly. Make the best out of the situation.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, I get constantly told as we're moving it, and she constantly turns to me and says, "What makes you think I'm taking you with me?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So, yeah. All right. Well, anyway, getting back to this. So how long has this book been out?
December 12th.
December 12th. Okay, great. And
not to be exact or anything.
What's the best way for people to get this book or to find out about some of the other things that you've written?
We've got Amazon. We've got Barnes & Noble, Kobo, and Apple. So it's on all the platforms.
Right.
And I've got a lot of information on my website. If you go back and read the blogs, I've got years worth of blogs on there.
Oh, nice. And what is that website? What's it called?
Well, you can get it two ways. One is yeswithjoy.com or judithjoy.com.
Okay.
Great. And we'll make sure that when we after we
we'll
put the video
put that
up,
information
I'll go back up and make sure it's on there. So let me go ahead and bring up the book cover so people know what it looks like. And there we have Dear Future Lover by Judith Joy. So if when you're doing your search on Amazon or Apple or whatever have you, that should be what the book cover looks like. So a nice looking book cover, may I add.
Thank you.
Did you design it yourself?
I had the kernel of the idea, and then we gave it to the book designer, and he made it magical.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Yeah, it is nice. It's nice, and it kind of depicts about what the book is about in the journey. And I kind of like the glowing center depicting what the future
Well,
can look
Really
like.
pretty.
it's about how you can create the magic in your life.
Yeah. And
You know,
putting
which
all
is,
that positive beauty and energy out into the world.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And everybody's home right now, or except all the Amazon people.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's a wonder, you know,
I feel sorry
thank
for
God
those people,
for
really.
the Amazon people
Yeah.
and all the people out there that want to do the deliveries. And it allows us to actually stay home.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly.
I know Kelly and myself really can't wait for this pandemic to be over, or at least slowing, so we can get back to where my green screen is right now. That's our studio.
Yeah. Back to our real studio.
Yeah, that's our future boyfriend, our studio. So actually, it's not our future. It happened, and pandemic came along, and we decided to set an example.
We had to social distance ourselves from our boyfriend, but that's okay.
Yeah. So a lot of people are saying, "Oh, they're back at their studio." No, it's a green screen.
Not yet.
Wish we were there, because it
And you're coming from beautiful, warm, lovely Naples, Florida. So everybody here is jealous of you.
Yeah. Are you near a window? Well, actually, it's right here in the Midwest. It's clear, sunny skies. Kind of cold though.
Finally, but it's chilly.
Yeah, it's kind of chilly, but it's clear. So, what is the weather like in Naples?
80s and sunny, and
exactly.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah,
I have to tell you the story about how we got to Naples.
Okay, yes.
I met my husband on a cruise that I didn't want to go on, and he didn't want to go on.
Aha.
But we had mutual friend, and he talked both of us into going on this cruise. So I met my husband on the cruise, and I'm like, oh, he sounds interesting. And I moved my chair closer. And by the end of the cruise, we were pretty much a couple. Probably within the first 5 minutes, we were a couple. Then I sort of knew he's from Florida. So I'm like, well, I know if we get married, we're going to end up in Florida. So I went, we're traveling all over the state. And let me just look at Tampa. Let me look at Fort Lauderdale. And then someone said, well, you're going to like Marco Island. So I went, okay. So we went to Key West, drove up, stayed at Marco Island. And I went, it's not exactly what I'm looking for. My husband had no idea any of this was going on. On our way to Tampa, where his family is, we stopped at Naples for lunch. And I'm like, yep, this is it. And then this was in February. Well, then in March, he asked me to marry him. And in August, we got married. Well, 2 weeks after we got married, 3 of my 4 kids moved home. And we were like, all right, we're out of here. And we moved. We started wintering in Florida and Naples.
Ah, awesome.
And here's the really cool part. We came down to look. Everything just sort of fell into place. The real estate lady was the aunt of my assistant. So I didn't even have to look for a real estate lady. Then we came down looking, and she showed us one area, and I was like, well, we could do that. And we could, but it wasn't. Then we went into the office, and she showed me a map. And I said, that's it. And because I knew what the energy of the space was, I picked the place based on the map. Because before we came looking, I had set the energy of this is what it's going to feel like. And we walked in the condo and went, yep, this is it. And that was it.
That's so great. I love it.
Yeah. Wow, man. That's positive thinking, I tell you.
Absolutely.
See, Kelly,
positive feeling.
Yeah. See, Kelly, you need to get back to when we first met and when you thought I was a pretty big deal.
Oh, she still does.
Yeah,
I think she likes you.
Yeah, it depends what you define as a big deal. It's I'm a big something. I'm not sure I'm a big deal for her anymore. So
yeah, but You've only got it going on in your head. Callie's looking at it going, yeah,
She's
I got it.
thinking, I could have been in Ireland.
Exactly. Thank you.
But I love her, and I think she's the most beautiful and courageous and inspiring woman in the world. So there you go,
good.
honey.
I'll give you $20 later.
Let me teach you guys something.
Okay.
They're called love bombs.
Okay.
Remember Care Bears?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And when you had like this whatever come out of their chest?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, imagine that coming out and you're capturing it in your hands. And it's coming out and it's love and it's love and it's love. And then you throw it at the person. And it's a love bomb. You can totally change your relationship just by giving the other person love bombs.
I love that.
Yeah, see, Kelly?
Just love, love, love. Because part of what you're doing then is you're focusing on what it is you do desire instead of what you don't desire. Because most of the times people are like, well, my husband did this and let me complain and let me complain and let me complain. But if you just drop the complaining and you focus on the love, even if it's only 30 seconds when you wake up in the morning or 30 seconds before you go to bed, it literally will change your relationship.
I love that. That's great.
But when
That's
Kelly,
excellent advice for anyone.
Yeah, when Kelly wakes up in the morning, she doesn't know who I am until I give her coffee.
Well, that's true. But I tell him all the time he has to bring me coffee because it's in the Bible. He brews.
Yeah. All right, shall we move on? So, what were we here about? What? No, boys. So, yeah, the name of the book is "Dear Future Lover," and the author is Judith Joy, and it's available on Amazon, Apple, and it can
Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
And if for those who want to deal through independent bookstores, I mean, I assume they can do that as well.
Sure, they can order. Oh, yeah.
Right. And any plans for? Boy, you know, one of the things is the book signings. I know that for you authors that was huge, but now
the great thing.
Yeah, we're thinking about something though. It's we're talking to your publicist and thinking about maybe doing an online book signing, which is possible. Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Can people order it from your website and get like an autographed copy? Can they do that if they wanted that?
We actually direct them to the Amazon and the Barnes and Noble and stuff like that.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought that would be more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
I get you. It makes it easier.
Yeah. Boy, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you coming on our show.
I can't wait to get the book.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be one of Kelly's, and I truly hope that it will change her thinking about me.
You know what? You're the one that has to change the thinking about you.
Thank you. I knew I liked you. I knew it.
Either way, I think I'm screwed.
No, but that's a problem. You just made a rule for yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let go of that rule, and the whole world will come up to your door and celebrate you.
That's right. See?
Yeah. I'm gonna start working on that right away, honey.
Good.
Well, what would it actually feel like if the whole world came up to your door?
Well, first of all, Dexter would start barking his head off and try to scare people away. So that could be interesting. The whole world.
That's very true.
Oh, that could be some one vicious bark. So, yeah. I know what it's like when the mail lady comes and the whole world. Yeah. No,
if Dexter wasn't there, what would it feel like if the whole world showed up at your door?
It would be a shining world if Dexter. No, I love that dog, but yeah, sometimes he's challenging.
It would be great. It would be wonderful to have the whole world show up at your door.
Yeah, that would be neat.
Yeah, even if it was your virtual door.
Exactly.
What would it feel like if everybody was like, oh, Bill and Kelly, I got to watch it. And the whole world was watching your show.
Well, in our minds, they already do, but
in your hearts?
Yeah.
He's getting there.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
No,
yeah, I'll make him read your book.
I got to tell you what a great feeling that is for us, because we do, before the pandemic, we used to go into restaurants and people used to come up to us and say, "You're Bill and Kelly," and we're like, "Yeah." We watch your show. Oh, great. But I tell you what, that is an amazing feeling to be recognized. And
so take
other
that
than
feeling,
law enforcement officials, it's great.
Take that feeling and sort of stretch it like taffy. And you stretch it and you stretch it and you stretch it and you spend time in that feeling, and you spend time in it, and you focus on the feeling, and you feel it and you feel it and you feel it and you feel it and you feel it. And then more, and even more than that. And that's what's going to bring people into your show.
Yeah, cool.
There you go, honey.
Yep.
We're getting the book and you're working on this.
That's right. And now they'll have another reason to tune in other than wait to see if Kelly's going to be on the show or not.
That's right.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, our views go way up when she is part of the show. Yeah. All right, I'll get there. Well, boy, we better start wrapping things up here. And
yes.
Judith, we can't tell you how much we appreciate you coming on the show. And so we'll make sure that everything is up on the video when we post it.
And everybody go and order that book.
Yes, please
do. And
do.
Everybody go watch the show.
Yeah, please do.
Go.
Find out more
watch
about
the show, order the book, and we'll change the world for the positive.
You got it.
Definitely. Well, with that, we better wrap things up. And Judith, again, I hope you have a great day down there in Naples, Florida.
Thank you.
It's 80
Beautiful
degrees
weather.
and sunny.
And when you're back up here and everything is over, we'll get together.
Definitely.
Oh, I'd love it.
Yeah, we'll have you at our new studio, which is phenomenal. We've got an amazing green room. So
that's right.
Yeah. So
Executive Suite Squared, baby.
There you go.
Ooh.
So with that, we'll say goodbye for now. Everyone,
bye,
have
everybody.
a beautiful day. And Judith, goodbye and have a great day.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
This episode of The Bill and Callie Show is brought to you by Brown Insurance Group has been providing coverage to municipalities, companies, and individuals in the region for over 73 years. As a partner of the Keystone Insurers Group, we are able to offer an extensive line of insurance products and services, from commercial services including employee benefits and liability insurance, to personal services such as home, auto, watercraft, and motorcycle coverage. We are also committed to our community. We support many charities and events in the region. Our core values of care and integrity since the inception of Brown Insurance Group has made us one of Indiana's most respected and valued insurance agencies. To make an appointment with one of our experienced specialists, call our Highland Insurance office at 219-972-6060. Brown Insurance Group. Small town values, big time resources, going beyond expectations to protect you and yours.